what a crazy month this has been. I also realize I'm going to have to talk about this week's Hot Ones guest. So I'm going to have to rapid fire a whole lot of stuff today. But before I do that, good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And this is it. We are, after today, we'll be 1/4 of the way through the year. Well, yeah, actually, we'll be like 1/4 of the way through the year. That's crazy when you think about it. I mean, you know, it's weird. My mom, at the end of last summer, was like, it's going to be a long, cold winter. And yeah, there were definitely times it was cold, and the days did seem kind of long. But for better or for worse, we made it here, man. This is it. This is where it ends. This is when the first quarter of 2026 ends, and April starts tomorrow. And by the way, since I feel like I need to explain this every year, no, I have no plans on performing any April Fool's jokes on any of you guys. I do not have the time, the energy, nor the imagination to come up with anything remotely fun to do on April Fool's Day. Okay? So, you can trust me. For real. Actually, let me fix it. Feels like I'm moving up. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay. So, what's my low? No, I guess my low is I didn't really get good sleep last night. Just worried about a couple things. One of which was, how I was going to go about making this video today. I mean, listen, I've done this quite literally thousands of times. At this point, you'd think I would already know to just turn on the camera and say whatever I feel is, right. Within reason, of course. But I mean, we literally just got over day 3,000 this past month. That's crazy. To think I'd been making videos for that long. And there's still so much more to go. So I can say that my high was, it was a very good month. Of course, I could just simply say that without much context, so I'll explain why in a moment. And my act of kindness was, let's see, I held the door for some people. So actually, someone actually dropped their phone, and I picked it off the ground and handed it back to them. Because it was like, this person was like from a relatively high position, and like the phone fell like onto like essentially concrete. Like if that phone wasn't in a case, that phone could very easily have been shattered. That's how bad it was. But it was in a case. The phone is fine. The phone is fine. Right. So let's get into this week's Hot Ones guest, which I believe should be guest number 11, I think. It should be the 11th. Yes, it is. Okay, the 11th First We Feast Hot Ones guest of 2026, and that will be Oscar. Hey, Okay, Oscar Isaac. All right. I mean, pretty sure everybody knows who Oscar Isaac is. I mean, a lot of Star Wars fans know him from his role in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Obviously, I know him from that, but I also know him from. Okay, I just want to. This may be a hot take. I mean, this really might be a hot take, but I liked X-Men Apocalypse. I thought that movie was great. Like, Oscar Isaac was a very imposing villain. Like, seriously. Like, even. Like, Apocalypse is one of those X-Men villains where, like, even if you're not an X-Men fan, you probably have heard of him. And, like, he was probably the one Marvel supervillain I've always wanted to see adapt to the big screen. Seriously, like, watch X-Men Apocalypse. Like, listen. And you know what? A few years, when it first came out, Chris Stuckman did a really great video when he reviewed it. I think he gave it, like an A- or a B+, somewhere in that high range. The problem with X-Men Apocalypse is the beginning of it is a bit on the slow side. Like, that first 20 minutes to a half hour is a little bit slow, a little bit exposition heavy, but this is Apocalypse, man. You need, like, proper setup for this. And then, around a half hour in, when it gets to the scene with Magneto in the forest with his family, like, that's when the movie starts picking up. Unfortunately, at the time, people only saw that first half hour and 20 minutes without really, giving the rest of the movie a chance. I gave it a chance, though, and it was awesome. So I can't wait to see Oscar Isaac on Hot Ones this week. It's going to be good. Man, actually, you know what? I also know Oscar Isaac from something else. Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah. Oh, man. Just a little more than a year from now until we get beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm excited. I hope we get a trailer for it soon. Like, we really need to see a trailer for it soon. To be honest, it would probably be coming out this year if it wasn't for that SAG strike that went on in 2024 or whatever. But, semantics. So, Oscar Isaac on Hot Ones. This should be very... Actually, is Oscar Isaac promoting something? I mean, there once was a rumor that... And keep in mind, I really didn't buy this at all. That Oscar Isaac was going to be reprising his role as Apocalypse for Avengers Secret Wars, which would be cool, but I would not expect that to happen at all. The only thing on here it says it's upcoming is Beyond the Spider-Verse. But that's going to be coming out well over a year from now. Unfortunately, I don't really know much else of what's going on. Oh yeah, Oscar Isaac is also Moon Knight. So, okay. Alright, Oscar Isaac on Hot Ones. Now, let's get into... Seriously, like, normally I would say, like, this is sort of the part where I would say, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video, but concerning just talking about Hot Ones, yes, like, this video is going to be nothing but, like, meat and potatoes. And maybe a side salad. Anyway, March of 2026, man. I mean, I gotta go over what happened this month, because there was a lot of great things that happened. I saw Top Shelf again. I saw Leah Brown, The Side Hustle. I saw Kill Rush. That was great. I believe I went to Alive After 5, and I do believe I also went to Shoot, I need to look it up again. But I think that was also, I saw the Stevie Nicks Fleetwood Mac tribute. I think that was also in March. Probably got that one wrong, sorry. But I did do it. Let's see, what else happened? Let's see. Oh, you know what? Actually, opening day of Rita's was February 28th. Never mind. But I did go to Rita's on the first day of spring. That was awesome. And since Rita's open, I tried their Shamrock flavored Italian ice and their Cola flavored Italian ice. Those are both really good. Let's see, what else? Let's see, what else happened? Trying to scroll down my list of what I have to do in 2026. Hold on. Ooh, I went to a flag football game as well. Went to Horsehead's flag football game. That was really fun. Alive After 5. I mentioned Alive After 5 earlier. I did that. Probably going to be the one and only Alive After 5 I do if history is known to be a factor, because literally every Friday... Unfortunately, and I've said this before, Alive After 5 really they have one in March, but it really goes between May and September. And they have it every other Friday. Unfortunately, when they have it, it's always on a weekend where I would just immediately go up to Cuba Lake, which, I mean, yes, I could go to Alive After 5 and then go to Cuba Lake. But honestly, like, I only have so much time up at Cuba Lake. I need to make the most of it as best I can. That's why this year I'm going to try to be a bit better about going up there even sooner if I'm able to. I don't know if it'll lead to anything, but that's what I plan on doing. What else did I do? Okay, brace yourselves, because, I mean, listen. I have to talk about... first of all, I need to talk about the fact that I celebrated Pi Day and the Ides of March, because you're going to talk about that. But the weekend of St. Patrick's Day, or before St. Patrick's Day, I should say, and even sometime after, there is a lot that happens specifically then and there. Well, for starters, on St. Patrick's Day itself, I took the time to listen to some Irish music. Shout out to Flogging Molly. The weekend before, however, I went on the St. Patrick's Day bar crawl, and it just so specifically the one in Horseheads. And before I did that, I watched the Horsehead St. Patrick's Day parade. Those are both a lot of fun. You got to see a lot of people. That same weekend, on Saturday morning and Sunday morning respectively, I went to Country Crawlers on Saturday and Bagels and Blarney on Sunday to have their corned beef breakfast sandwiches. Actually, the thing about Country Crawlers is they had them on green bagels, which is really cool. I like them. I mean, listen, it was just a regular bagel with some green food coloring in it. That's all it is. I mean, people would probably see a green bagel and be like, I don't want to. Come on. Open your mind a little bit. You know, it's fun. But then the next day I went to bagels. Here's the thing, like, it was a regular bagel, but that way it was just like a regular bagel with green food coloring in it. You didn't really have a choice as to what bagel you could have at Country Crawlers. At Bagels and Blarney, though, I had their corned beef breakfast bagel sandwich. on an everything bagel, my God. Like, that was, seriously, country crawlers and bagels and Blarney easily have, in terms of actually, you know what? The Daily Bagel, country crawlers, and bagels and Blarney are the three best places I've ever been to that have bagel breakfast sandwiches served on bagels, okay? Because, you know, you can always have a breakfast sandwich on English muffin or croissant or, I don't know, some toast, I guess. But actually, some people are creative and do it on waffles, which is really cool. But in terms of bagel sandwiches, I definitely swear by both country crawlers and bagels and Blarney. Shout out to country crawlers and bagels and Blarney. And the Daily Bagel. And you know what? I did try that one bagel place in Corning too. It's good. It is. There's a lot of solid bagel places around here. I mean, listen, people think bagels and, you know, it's either New York City or bust. Well, I can tell you there's some pretty solid bagel places up right here in upstate New York. And I guarantee you, if the most persnickety of New York City dwellers had one of our bagels, they would find it very enjoyable. I'm absolutely positive that would happen. But speaking of corned beef, major shout out to Wrecked Brewing Company, because it was the Saturday after St. Patrick's Day, and Wrecked Brewing Company was having a special where they were going to serve Reuben sandwiches and Rachel sandwiches all week. Reuben, for those of you who don't know, is a corned beef sandwich. It's a sandwich with corned beef. It's supposed to be on like rye bread, or pumpernickel bread, but I think they used a marble bread here at Wrecked. It's got corned beef, sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, Thousand Island dressing. It's very good. And a Rachel is essentially the same thing, only instead of corned beef, it's turkey, which, you know, that makes sense. You know, corned beef, I mean, just the name alone can sound kind of off-putting for some, but it's hard-pressed to find anyone who dislikes turkey. So, yeah, very, very good as well. But I had corned beef because I was craving corned beef, and I tell you what, Wrecked Brewing Company, if you are watching this, if anyone from Wrecked Brewing Company is watching this, you need to make that Reuben sandwich a regular thing. Please. Because that was the best Reuben sandwich I ever had in my entire life. Like, for real. Like, for real. I don't know what you guys did, but please write it down and keep doing it. I mean, I know Wrecked Brewing Company just updated their menu and the Reuben isn't on there, which, darn it. But if you guys bring it back, trust me, I will. I mean, I already am a fan of Wrecked Brewing Company, but I'd be an even bigger fan if that was the case. Shout out to Wrecked Brewing Company. But yeah, that was pretty much my March of 2020. Oh, Hoppers! I saw Hoppers too. Duh, I saw Hoppers. Hoppers was great. Hoppers was a great movie. Yeah, man. March of 2026 was great. And so now, oh gosh, I gotta count this, don't I? So, July, August, September, no, August, September, November, December. It's 12, 2024 is 17, 12 is 29, 30 is January, 32 months. This was the greatest 32 months of my life. Yay! I hope you like this video. If you like this, subscribe to the channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm very amazing video for all you guys who watch. Enjoy everything. Hope you have a wonderful, I forgot today was Tuesday. Wonderful Tuesday. Remember, everything is want to talk to you. We're here to lend you us back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.